In this video, we're going to talk about, under the View drop-down menu, the 3D preview, and we'll talk about the realistic paint view and about setting the light source. So what this is all about, first of all, I'm just going to zoom in really closely over top of this phonograph, and this design has been created for the paint technique. So most of these segments in here have some sort of a paint fill. And right now, if I look under my View drop-down menu, Realistic Paint is turned off. So I'm looking at these in more of computer lines. Now, if I turn on Realistic Paint, what it does is it enables you to see more clearly, I guess, what it would look like after it was drawn. So it gives it a realistic preview of the painted lines. Now, same thing for the realistic preview for embroidery, or the 3D view. So even if I just create right now, let's see what techniques I have turned on. Okay, so I have all of my techniques turned on basically. I'm just going to create a star shape, and I'm going to make sure that it has, for the outline, a satin serial embroidery outline, and for the fill shape, maybe we'll give it a net fill. So it's an embroidery object. And I'll just select it and make the outline fatter. So maybe I'll make it a kind of a 3mm satin column outline. Now look under the View drop-down menu, 3D preview is turned on. And so if I scroll in, it gives it that three-dimensional look like realistic thread. If I turn this 3D view off, it allows us to see those same lines of thread, but more in thinner computer lines. And so it makes it, and a lot of times, easier to see exactly what the stitches look like when the 3D view is turned off versus when we turn on our 3D preview, and then it looks more realistic, but sometimes you can't see as much of the important details for the designing work as you want to. So you can turn those on and off, both the realistic paint and the 3D preview. Now, the one last thing in here that I thought I would talk about in this video is setting the light source. And really this is kind of fussing over it, but when we're dealing with 3D preview, you can choose where the light source is, and it actually changes the way that 3D preview is generated. So to give it that realistic look, it's got a light source, and you can change it. So you can change the light source and save it as your default, or you can just save it for this one design. So that's how you can turn on, again, your View drop-down menu for 3D preview and realistic paint view.